Hi. Hi, my name's Zoe. I'm representing Senate Seat 24 for first representatives, and I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Sierra. I use they, them pronouns and I'm quick.
Hi, my name is Terry Garrity. I use she, her pronouns. I'm PSC Chair, Senate Deputy Speaker. I think that's it.
Great, thank you. Do we have any? Oh, Joanne, would you like to introduce?
Hello, apologize for being late. My name is Sharon Lewis of she, her pronouns, and it's 8:15. Can I keep you reminded?
Nope. There is no question.
All right. Okay.
Do we have anyone from the line? Okay.
The University of Oregon is located on Kalapuya Iliu, the traditional indigenous homeland of the Kalapuya people. Following treaties between 1851 and 1855, Kalapuya people were dispossessed of their indigenous homeland by the United States government and forcibly removed to the Coast Reservation in Western Oregon. Today, Kalapuya descendants are primarily citizens of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians, and they continue to make important contributions to their communities, to the UO, to the lands now known as Oregon, and to the world. And following the Indigenous Protocol of acknowledging the original people of the land we occupy, we also extend our respect to the 9 federally recognized Indigenous nations of Oregon: the Burns Paiute Tribe, the Confederated Tribes of the Coos, Lower Umpqua and Siuslaw Indians, the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde, the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians, the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation, the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs, the Coquille Indian Tribe, the Cow Creek Band of Umpqua Tribe of Indians, and the Klamath Tribes. We express our respect to the many more tribes who have ancestral connections to this territory, including the Chinook Indian Nation and the Fort McDermott Paiute and Shoshone tribes, as well as to all other displaced Indigenous peoples who call Oregon home.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second, Rivera Canada.
Motion made by Dylan, seconded by Marcus. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do we have anyone to stay for now? Come on.
My name's Riley. I use she, her pronouns. I'm here on behalf of Oxford students to give some announcements and updates about what we've been up to. I'm our state board treasurer as well as the campaign coordinator for our health and safety campaign. My name's Abigail and I'm an intern on the health and safety campaign for Oxford. Well, first of all, happy week 2. This week we have continued our winter recruitment drive. At the beginning of each term, we set out to educate students on campus about the work that we as Oxford do and connect them to the opportunities to get involved on our campaigns through a combination of making announcements in classes, tabling in support of our campaigns, and getting them involved through fun first-time volunteer events. To date, we've identified over 600 students who are interested in getting involved in our campaigns, scheduled announcements in 70 classes, and have mobilized over 40 volunteers. We've also built a ton of visibility for our winter campaign. We're excited to kick off our winter term of advocacy officially next Wednesday at our winter kickoff meeting. And then also the Oregon legislative session starts on Tuesday. This year's legislative session will be a great opportunity to advance many of our campaigns, like tackling plastic pollution, ending food waste, protecting our oceans, and helping to end student hunger. Oxford's Lobby Day will be on February 27th, and we'd love to have you all there. We will be sending out materials and information for Lobby Day as we start to solidify some of our plans, but we wanted to invite you all early so that you can start marking your calendars. And then finally, I wanted to let you know about an event our partners are organizing this coming Monday for Martin Luther King Day in light of the fires in Los Angeles. We're gonna send out an RSVP link to join. As of earlier this week, 40,000 acres of land around LA have burned over 90,000 residents, and over 90,000 residents are under evacuation orders. Many have lost homes or even loved ones. To do our part to help those in need, Osberg is supporting our partners, Calpert students, in organizing a fundraiser phone-a-thon to raise funds for the Wildlife Relief Fund. This fund allows families and residents impacted to receive emergency grants to pay for necessities for recovery costs during an already difficult time. If anyone is interested, you are all invited and welcome to join us for an hour or two of the Fire Relief Bonathon this MLK Day to help do outreach and raise funds for those affected and make a difference right away.
Thank you. Do you have anybody else for announcements? Hello, everyone. My name's Noah. I'm here representing Quack Hacks. We received funding from you guys about 8 weeks ago or so. And we are super excited to say that our event is this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, 18th and 19th. I just wanted to come here and just basically say, I'd love to have any of you turn out if you want to see some of the projects. The best time to come is Sunday. That's when all the projects will be done and you'll be able to see the cool work that the students put together. As a reminder, they're like coding, they're making like websites or apps or games or whatever kind of they want to make. It'll be over 24 hours, so it will start on Saturday. You can come on Saturday and open the opening kickoff, see the opening ceremony, see the hackers start. But I'd really recommend the best time to come Sunday around like 1:45. Tabling will start at 1 o'clock. You can come even earlier than that if you want to get lunch. But 1:45 is when we'll be like midway through tabling. You'll see the finalists. You'll see tabling like science fair style, and you'll see the finalists present. And then finally, we'll do awards and closing ceremonies. And can I answer? Does anyone have any questions?
Where is it?
Oh, thank you. It's in the Redwood room,
Yeah.
Redwood Auditorium. And we'll post it all about it on our website and on our Instagram. Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thanks. Okay, anybody else for announcements? Do we have anybody for public forum?
Thank you guys for allowing me to, excuse me, be here. My name is Carlos Pinto. I'm a representative of the Eugene Emeralds baseball team. We are located here. We play in PK Park, so we share a stadium with your guys' baseball team. We are the minor league affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. We play spring through summer. So we're here April through September. Half the time we share the stadium with the Ducks. But what we would like to do, we had a meeting with Francesca and also Justin of the executive branch. And previously, our relationship was kind of poor on our end with connecting with students and connecting with organizations through the university. So in that meeting, what we presented is we would like to create a partnership with ASUO. One of the ways that we talked about was a group outing. I know you guys have funding for events and projects within your group. So the proposed group outing would be a $5 ticket for ASUO members and extended out to students. And within that group outing, we would host a food drive. We have a very great connection with Food for Lane County. We've done a lot of projects with them before. Our community relations director has a good relationship with them. So essentially the night would be ASUO kind of rally night. You could, the tickets would be bought and then, excuse me, it would be a collaborative effort between both of us as far as the food drive goes. The idea that we had on our side was 2 non-perishable food items. You receive a ticket voucher and then to a future date. Along with that, we also have a MTU code that we started last year, where you enter the code on our website and UO students get a $5 ticket throughout the entire year. So what we'd like to do is collaborate with you guys on your communications team and get that word out. You know, we do have a lot of Bay Area students that come from here, so we are affiliated with the Giants. So we have a lot of people that come through who are Giants fans. Not only do we do baseball, but kind of our main driver as a minor league team is we are different. So it's not going to be like an Oregon Ducks game that you go to or a major league game that you go to. We have a lot of crazy promotions that we have going on. So right now we're collaborating on like a Mickey Mouse night. We're collaborating, you know, with special jerseys. We're doing bobblehead giveaways, t-shirt giveaways. We also are working on a night called Wild Weenie Wednesday, where every Wednesday we have $2 hot dogs. We have Thirsty Thursdays, $3 beers for those who are of age. And our Tuesdays are burger and brew. So we're not just a baseball game. We have a mascot, we have promotions, we have games that go on between every inning. So it's more of an interactive experience where you can get out, kind of take a little bit of breather. You're not going, to Portland, or you're not going somewhere far. It's literally at PK Park, and you can kind of just sit and unwind with your friends. Great thing about baseball is sometimes it's slow and boring, so you can catch up and you can figure out how the term's going. You can figure out what the plans are for the summer. And yeah, I'm open to any questions that you guys have.
Thank you. You like to have a part? Thought that was. Do we have anybody else? Gonzalo, go ahead. Come on.
Hi, I am Gonzalo. I'm a PhD student in the Department of Philosophy, graduate employee, and also Vice President for Political Education at GTFF, our grad student union. I want to obviously start by thanking all of you for your unwaged but indispensable labor, in particular Senator Cole, and for helping be the voice of grad students, and of course, in very specific and emphatic way, Senator Ducharme, who has been indispensable for grad students in this body and in other multiple locations. As you heard I have two kind of main topics. I'll try to be as brief as possible. As you remember last week, where we had a strong showing in favor of the funding of the co-op. I'm just here to kind of re-emphasize the importance of the co-op, not only to the grad school community, but to the UO community, and actually to the Oregon community broadly, as you saw that we have a crisis of care here in Lane County, but also overall in the world, that we need to kind of understand in the terms of public good. I'm very well aware that tomorrow is the official meeting for the funding of the co-op. And I will be obviously there to support and to be a voice, but I want to encourage the ASUO leadership to take this as seriously as possible and to be conscious of the importance that it has for all of us. In that vein, I would like to propose that the ASUO leadership take an initiative to form some kind of commission or committee specifically to find a kind of long-term solution for the co-op funding that would also not rely only or exclusively in ASUO funding, that would just kick the problem further in the future when we know that this is not a tenable solution in the long run. So with the leadership of ASUO, and I'm sure GTFF and even the institution would be willing, right? But I think that there would be an important part to maybe find a solution over, like on the long term, through a commission or a work group, to have that as a specific task before this kind of just becomes a recurring problem that we have. But secondly, also today, as you probably all know, a tentative ceasefire agreement was reached between Hamas and the genocidal government of Israel. As you also probably remember, last year there was a Senate resolution in favor of BDS, and I would encourage the Senate, particularly after the ceasefire, to reinforce or communicate that resolution as an agreement that was reached and that continues to be relevant even after the ceasefire. Because as we know, the call for BDS is not over, the call for liberation is not over, and we need to emphasize that the Senate and of course the UO community overall, students, agrees that this is a long-term fight, that we're still fighting for BDS in the University of Oregon and elsewhere in the country, and that this needs to be just a step forward towards a long-standing liberation for the Palestinians. So I want to urge the Senate through their communications and through maybe a statement, I'm not aware of the process that would require, to re-emphasize and just come out again to say that this resolution still matters, that this resolution still stands, and that this is not forgotten because of any ceasefire agreement. So I want to thank you for your labor and thank you for all that you do.
I was just going to go ahead and address two quick things just to make sure that they're clear and on the record. This upcoming hearing tomorrow, just to clarify, is the budget hearing.
Yeah.
The day in which, the funding will be decided will be February 1st. So, while tomorrow we hope that, that whatever number CFC works on the go, the final will be final until February 1st in our Senate. Additionally, I'm happy to sort of announce, I guess, that Chair and I commissioned a report that's going to start from the beginning to the end of, sort of where this co-op contract started from the beginning of last year and where it's ending. I'm happy that our two interns this term have decided to help us with that. We know it's going to be a great report, and I'm hoping that we're able to release it just before we go to DC, because I'm hoping to use it to take it to Salem to talk to the mayor of Eugene, to talk to our federal delegation about trying to find grants, trying to find long-term solutions. So we don't have this. Right, that's yours. Garrity and then Bouchard. Sorry, actually, Jordan, sorry. Bouchard and then
Hello. I have a little bit of a separate topic that I wanted to talk about, specifically you kind of mentioned it, Talik, which is Salem and as Osberg raised, the beginning of the long session. There's lots of policies that are really important to the student body, like lowering rents and providing more scholarship money and making it more accessible to buy, making open educational resources more accessible in the state of Oregon. So I wanted to move to make a working group to create a resolution endorsing various legislation that comes up in Salem this session.
motion made by Bouchard, seconded by Miranda. Hughes.
Aye.
Mahoney. Boone.
Aye.
Potter.
Aye.
Action. Panera. Moreno. Fisher. Withers.
Aye.
Ramirez Pineda.
Aye.
Blue. Esmond.
Aye.
Agnew. Graham.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Linda.
Aye.
Mountain.
Aye.
Bouchard.
Hi.
Cole.
Aye.
Jennings. Yes, no. Karen.
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Andrew.
Hey Gonzalo, just a couple of responses.
Yeah.
I'm the chairman of CFC and just wanted to update you on kind of where CFC is also at. CFC is going to make probably some sort of working group or group about the childcare co-op. Leak and I are working with Brendan, the outreach or the executive.
Relations Secretary.
Yes, to start like kind of lobbying that process. And then we're just kind of trying to get through the like budgeting process, and then we're gonna get to like that sort of thing. I know before the last term, I met with Presence one-on-one and then again League. And they also she said that GTFF would be interested in like helping with that process. It sounds like that's still true, which is awesome. So yeah, just wanted to update you, and like CFC is also, very involved. Yeah.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else for public? Or on this, Beck? No, it doesn't have to be.
I would also like to form a working group. As some of you may know, the board of trustees might be voting on the heating systems. And so I would like ASUO to pass a resolution saying the same thing that the thermal task force that Senator Withers is on last term, option 2B, which is like around 50% reduction in our emissions. According to the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality, the boiler system at UO is the single largest source like polluting emissions in the city of Eugene. And so they were supposed to vote on it last spring. They pushed it back, and so we're hoping with student pressure they don't just like keep pushing it back. So that's why I think ASUO should pass resolution supporting 2B.
Second, Stroud.
Motion made by Specs, seconded Scrub. Any discussion? Vote by Gates. Boone. Aye. Potter. Aye. Acton. Aye. Pinero. Aye. Rena. Fisher.
Aye.
Rivers.
Aye.
Rivers. Aye.
Aye.
Boone. Esper.
Aye.
Scrub.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Weaver.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Ducharme. Aye. Cole.
Aye.
Jenkins.
Aye.
Karen.
Aye.
Nice hand, one. Motion.
Please team me if you're interested in working on this. I promise it won't be a 10-page environmental.
Okay, great. Do you have anyone else for public? Great, we'll get into financial business. The financial status update, surplus is at $858,974. Okay, great. We will move into surplus requests. Do we have anyone? Here.
Just FYI, I think the Thai Student Association is a transfer request.
Thank you.
So I just want to make a note that that one said it's denied on Engage.
Thai Student Association.
No, it's that I don't.
Okay.
And to say that the surplus request from I heard Tyco.
Second from Nurse Panetta.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Okay, do we have anyone for Asclepiads? I think it's. Awesome. Henry, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. You can go ahead and present yourself and or your request.
Great. My name is Tanner Padfield. I'm the treasurer for Asclepiads Pre-Medical Society. We were hoping to apply for surplus in the amount of $600. We're hoping to set that up between $800 each for two items. One's food for club events and the other is food for guesters.
Thanks. Senators, for your comment.
Quick question. Can you repeat the total number you're requesting? Because on Engage, it looks like it's 600 and it could have been that I just heard wrong, or maybe I got the wrong number.
Yes, the total amount is 600 split between two items, 300 in each of those.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and make the motion, then we can have a discussion. I move to authorize spending from surplus group Asclepiads Pre-Medical Society OS number 077I in the amount of 300 to line item food for guest speakers, 300 for line item food for club events in the total amount of $600.
Motion made by Rivera, seconded Withers. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Other? Great. Congratulations, Tanner, for a great time.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Do we have anyone from ad team?
Hi.
Hi, Melissa, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, this is Hannah from Ad Team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hi, Hannah. Okay. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Hannah. I'm an account manager on Ad Team, and we are a student-run organization that mocks a real-life advertising agency. We have a team of 30 students plus a faculty advisor, and we work all fall and winter term to present our advertising campaign for a nationally sponsored client. This year it's AT&T, and we're working long and hard to prepare for the National Student Advertising Competition, which is hosted by the American Advertising Federation this spring.
Yeah, this is Melissa. I'm the director of account management. Yeah, we're requesting $1,400 to reserve the hotel rooms for the NSAC conference. It's in April 3rd, well, it's from April 3rd to April 5th. We actually already budgeted and asked for surplus for hotels before, but we misunderstood the hotel rates. We initially thought it was $139.99 per room for the entire duration of the conference, but it was actually $139.99 per room per night. And we also added a hotel room for our faculty advisor to stay with us. So yeah, that's why we're asking for a surplus.
Thank you both for being here and presenting that. Scrub?
Yeah, I love that team, love all that they do, all the hard work they put in over the entire year. It's a great project that they work on, great portfolio material for all the students that work so hard on it. So obviously this is what they work towards all year long. It's their one big event that they do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the motion. If there's discussion after, we can. But anyway, I move to approve funding from surplus for group ad team OS number OS005I in the amount of $1,400 to existing line item American Advertising Association account.
Second.
Motion made by Scrub, seconded Dylan. Further discussion?
I noticed, I might be missing something, but I noticed that the only like line item that I'm seeing is for the hotel. Do you guys have plans for like how you're gonna feed everyone?
Yeah, so the food is included in the registration that we budgeted for. It should be, we have a line item called competition registration, and the food that is provided at the conference uh, is included in the registration. I don't know if that made sense, but it's included in the registration cost, yes.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Anybody else? Good. Okay, let's vote. Peters? Lopez? Aye. Muhammad?
Aye.
Love?
Aye.
Potter?
Aye.
Ackland?
Aye.
Pinero?
Aye.
Morano? Fisher?
Aye.
Withers?
Aye.
Aristida?
Aye.
Blue?
Aye.
Esmond?
Aye.
Ackland?
Aye.
Scrub?
Aye.
Dylan?
Aye.
Sorry. Blue?
Aye.
Harvard Ballard?
Aye.
Ducharme?
Nay.
Cole? Davis?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
I say aye as well. Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Up next is real estate investment. Thanks for being here.
Hi everyone, my name is Devon Singh. I use he him pronouns. I'm here to speak on behalf of the University of Oregon Real Estate Investment Group for what we're calling the Professional Tire Accessibility Initiative. Next slide, please. So just a little bit about our club. We were started in 2018 with 8 members, one of whom actually came to be our guest speaker this week. And now our club has grown quite a bit, and we have about 60 plus attendance every week. Next slide, please. And this is our executive board. Who I was the only one who was able to make it today. Next slide. And then just a little bit more about what we do. Our mission is to empower individuals to achieve financial independence and build wealth through real estate investing, provide comprehensive real estate education, promote financial literacy and long-term wealth creation. And then our goals are to facilitate learning about real-world real estate investing, guide students through careers in real estate, and teach members various finance obstacles. Next slide, please. So one of the challenges that we face as a student organization is that many of our opportunities, such as side tours, networking events, and professional meetings require business casual clothing. However, not all students have access to this attire due to financial constraints, and this can result in reduced career opportunities, disadvantages in the job market, and missed industry connections. Next slide, please. So our solution to this is what we are calling the Professional Attire Accessibility Initiative, through which we hope to purchase business casual attire for all of our members. And this will ensure equal access to professional development opportunities, remove any of the financial barriers related to this attire, and reinforce the sense of unity and pride in our organization and the university. Next slide, please. So the cost breakdown of this request is a total of $3,800. And the two main parts of this are two different kinds of business casual tops. So the first type is a total of $585. The second type is $2,925, shipping of $90, and then a buffer of $200 for a total of $3,800. Next slide, please. And that's the summary of our requests. If anyone has any questions, I'm ready to answer them.
Limited, Bro, Fisher.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I have a couple of questions for you. Just a clarifying question on that last little table. You said there's two items, two tops, or two different.
Yes, that's correct. So it's one polo and then it's one long sleeve shirt. And our members have the option of deciding between both of them. And we also, when we were deciding what the item types were, we kind of pulled our members with options. We looked what was the most popular. And to make sure that it was inclusive of everyone.
So each member would be receiving one item,
That is correct, one item.
and this is for all members are receiving something, or did you determine from your members who is in a financial situation where they can't buy their own?
So this will be for all members. So our meetings typically consist of 60 students, but we have 90 members. So we are ordering 90 so that everyone that's on our email list that's regularly coming to the meetings, but there's still a small group that aren't able to come, so that's why we have the 60. But we want everyone that is coming to the meetings and is making an effort to be a part of our club to receive something.
And do you know how much per item is the cost?
Yes, the per item cost is $40, total including the shipping for each student.
And is that the same for both items?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
Right. Collins.
Okay. I think you just answered my question, but I want to clarify. So no student is receiving for both items, it's $40.
Yes, that's correct. The per item cost of just the item is $39 and then $1 for shipping.
Okay. Does that raise any concerns with the gift or
As
no?
long as it's $50. Although that
If
will,
they had something that was $20 and that would from another club or from any organization, from any university affiliate, then they would receive it on United. So I'm just gonna lay it out flat on the table. My concern with this is that this is taking up a large portion of the $50 allotment for every single student. And I can understand accessibility to attire, but also I do want to ensure that these students aren't receiving a W-9 in the mail. If they're receiving other things from other organizations, they're also from the university.
That's my concern. Additionally, I think there are other organizations doing this, and I wonder if a more cost-effective solution is increasing visibility of other orgs that are doing that in the area. And I wonder if connecting with basic needs is a more effective solution, but I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hi again, thank you so much for being here. Love you and your group and what you do. And I think this is goes hand in hand with the event that you guys are hosting later in the year. I do agree with a lot of the points that Emily and Tira brought up. However, I did want to go and make the motion to continue discussion as well. I want to move to approve from surplus or funding from surplus for group University of Oregon Real Estate Investment Group OS number OS304I in the amount of $3,800 new line item name professional attire accessibility initiative.
motion made by Sproul, second by Connor. Any discussion? Fisher.
I yield.
Connor.
Hi, sorry. Thank you for coming. I had just two questions. One was, how did you come to the conclusion to give everyone this? And then Actually, maybe I have 3 questions, so I'll answer all of them and just keep them in your mind. My second question was this the cheapest option that you found? I'm assuming, but I just wanted to know. And then the third question is, why did you decide to do this model instead of maybe like another model that Senator Cole suggested, or like maybe like a flea market type of thing with like business casual clubs? Why was it important to you that you order the pieces for the members instead of like some other model? Thank you, Abigail.
So the reason we chose to give it to everyone in our club is because we want everyone to feel like they're part of one organization. We don't want to be giving just a couple people and everyone else feels left out. And also, when it comes to identifying financial need, we don't want to be putting ourselves in a position where we're talking to students about their financial background. Like that's not something I would feel comfortable telling one of my peers about, and I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable with that. And then, second of all, this is the cheapest option. Our director of marketing and operations are the ones that primarily source the pieces and figure out what's the most cost-effective way to do this. And then the third reason is we do want to kind of tie this back to like our student organization and us being one little community of students who have similar interests, and also kind of make sure that everyone has equal access to business casual attire. And if I didn't answer any part of that, feel free to ask.
I think this is a pretty good idea because I know when I was joining my business pro, it was pretty hard to scramble and find people. So, I mean, I don't know, but I'm wondering. That's all I was gonna say, but yeah, I will.
Hi, thank you for being here. My question is sort of like thinking for future. So if this request were to be approved, is this something that you would add to your like annual like fiscal budget request, or is it just one time thinking, of longevity? Like, is it something you want to continue through your club, or is it just a one time, like students get it, that's what they get for, however many years? Like if there's a sophomore in your club that receives a title this term, or like this year, would they receive it again? Is this something you're gonna add on to your budget for future years?
To be fully honest, I don't think it is as an exact we had discussed it that far out. But what we had discussed is that the majority of our club at the moment is freshmen and sophomores. So this would turn out really well for them because then they have this one piece that they can wear for the rest of their college career. And just answering the part where you said, would they get it again? I can't really speak to that just because I'm not gonna be able to excite in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, just because that would be kind of like one of my potential concerns, just because if we're thinking like, making sure everyone's on the same playing field. Like if they're sophomore, they might get again their junior year, and I was like, I don't know, just thinking it that way as well. I yield.
Probably.
Is there then that picture to be purchased and not like it's not like donation drive or like finding some other way of getting shirts maybe through the community outreach or something? Like is there a specific reason that it's like purchased?
Yes, there is. And that just is because we want to tie this initiative back to having unity within our club, and we want everyone to kind of have something that matches and goes with one another so that everyone can feel like part of the same organization.
We're gonna go Withers next. Can I remind folks like you're not
Withers,
Peters, sorry, Peters. Just they have folks line talking.
So my question is two things. Well, first, I have a lot of hesitation because this is really, really close to that $50 cap. And I have a feeling that this will unfortunately, like Tara said, create issues with the W-2 because, we have so many organizations coming in here saying we'd love to give our students things. And so I think about the things that you've received from organizations, like those things count. And so I have a lot of hesitations because of how close it is to that $50 cap. However, if they weren't receiving them, but it was like a closet or something, I would not have those hesitations. But that's my question is, why are you giving it to them instead of making a closet that everyone can access or something along those lines?
The reason we're giving it to them is because I've said this a couple of times, and we want to tie this initiative to also just like bringing unity in our club. We want everyone to get this. And we're kind of combining multiple sentiments together with this.
Withers, screw.
Thank you for being here. This is kind of a question for the Senate, or a statement for the Senate. If we pass this, then this would be kind of setting a precedent that we will fund the purchase of clothing for basically whoever wants it. I think it is a lot of merit. It makes sense, it really helps people's careers to have business attire, but that is not exclusive to your club. I think every single person on this campus would benefit from receiving funding for clothing. And I don't think I would feel comfortable being part of the movement to make Senate buy clothes for literally anyone who comes to Senate. And I think that this would be helpful, but I don't think that this should be part of our financial priorities, and I don't think that this is something that we should allocate our money towards.
Are we gonna start? I do have one thing just to think about. Like we have funded like club shirts for people, like sweaters, sweatshirts, things like that. And also, I think it's if it's under $10, then it's not counted toward that. I think they have. So I wanted to say we have funded similar things. Squirrel Peter, Squirrel Cole.
Hi, I kind of agree with all the points that are said. However, I'm still also just trying to make arguments back and forth in my mind as well. I kind of am thinking that with the scale of the quality, the scale and the quality of these, the companies that this group in particular is networking with, it's not just going up and doing site tours with smaller local companies like a lot of groups are doing. They're going to Goldman Sachs in New York City. They need something that they can't just necessarily a lot of people, I've done this too, go to Goodwill, get a blazer for $10 to $30. And people still have the option to do that. However, I do, even though you keep saying unity of the group, I think it is so important to have that look and that vision in terms of those networking organizations with those really prominent high stakes companies and those types of people, just because I do know you are going on that event, but you do a lot of that in your club throughout the year as well. So I did just want to make that case. I do agree with having a drive of more higher quality, or even just having it as a closet as well. I think that would also be a good idea, a good solution. But I think in terms of ordering these higher quality, but yet still kind of affordable in terms of the club, and the scale of what they are doing with those uniforms and the purpose behind it, I do think it is worth considering a little bit more.
Sorry, I just have a question. Would the polos have real investment group? Would it have your club name on them? Is that kind of what you're saying?
So it will not have the club name on it, but we're working with the trademark and licensing to get the duck on there. To get some sort of University of Oregon, the Oregon duck on the polo, so it's tying it back to us representing the school when we're going on these professional and career development opportunities. And I just wanted to circle back to something someone said earlier about how approving something like this would let the president of the ASUO will approve clothing for anyone. This isn't just for anyone. This is for students who have showing a consistent interest in real estate and their future career. And we just want to help them have all the resources that they need to put their best foot forward.
I see what you're saying. Is the polo a 2-button? You know what I mean? I'm just thinking I don't know. It seems like it's for men's professional clothing also.
So that's a fair point. So there's 2 items on there.
Right, one's a long
one,
sleeve.
Type 2. And we had everyone in our club kind of come to, we like brought them in on the conversation and deciding the two types.
Okay.
And I will acknowledge that the polos are catered toward women in our club, but we ensured that the other type is something that the girls in the club did want to wear.
Okay. My other thing, I guess with the polos, like even if it doesn't have the club name on it and it has like the duck, I'm wondering if it would just be more environmentally conscious and economically conscious to still do a drive instead, because if these are for professional clothing, not just within the club, but for outside of it, and we're working on fixing those disparities, I just think it would be more feasible for like more logical that people would wear again and again like professional clothing that is more general. Even asking professors to donate old professional clothing. I know the law school does that, and we were able to get like full suits and stuff. I just don't know how much like these polos or long sleeve will be worn outside of maybe club meetings or club events. Yeah, I guess that's just another one of my concerns. That's all.
I missed that you said Salik, so I might be redundant here. But I guess first, just responding to Chloe really quick. I think the idea of not having the RIG on there was for it to be able to be used outside of the club and during like non-UO events. And then my main thing was I think I do agree with Withers on the idea of like that we shouldn't set the precedent, but like I might be missing something here. I feel like we already have done that by paying for other org merch. I to be honest, I think that they're still representing the school. Their school, they're still contributing some way by furthering their careers and helping the people behind them. So in terms of the details of whether it's merch or clothing, I could care less about that. I think that if we're gonna pay for different orgs, and give them money for their merch, we should be able to give them something that they can use beyond just being here as well.
Hi, I just wanted to point out something from the organization's perspective. When I was like an org leader as well, we came across a problem regarding having duck related embroidery for our merch. And we were denied that. We wanted to also put the duck on our merch and it wasn't possible. So I just wanted to flag that may not be possible. Also, if you do that, I feel like embroidery will likely up the cost as well. So that's just a little bit of a flag.
So our cost estimates are with the embroidery, and our director of marketing operations have been working pretty closely with licensing and with the way the communications are going. We are on track to get.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. I yield.
Withers,
I had a few points and I'm forgetting what they were. I personally disagree with the notion that this is similar to funding clothing for student orgs. I feel like unlabeled clothes are not in the same vein of things as like a sweatshirt that has like a big logo for a specific organization. I also think, it would be very difficult to get the duck on clothing. And that would most likely drive the price up over the $50 mark. And I think that the $50 limit is something that we really need to be thinking about because there's a good chance that people have received more than $10 worth of gifts from organizations in the past. Sorry.
It definitely sounds like you guys need these polos. I just think there's probably a better way to do it than to buy them new. I was wondering, who are you gonna buy them from? What's your supplier?
So our director of marketing has been in talks with it's Webfoot screen printing. I'm sorry, I don't know. I think it's something like that. But that's who she's been in talks with. And once again, I just want to emphasize that the costs on there are with a group. It's with the duck on there. Like that's what they have sent like mock up of everything with, so that price includes that. And I can't confirm if we have approval yet, but with the way things are going, that's things have been on track with that.
Also, how conspicuous would the duck be just in terms of being able to use it for like other stuff after school, like?
Yeah, that's a fair point. The duck it's front and center, but I will say just the nature of what our club does, the real estate investing, like it's totally okay to wear something to like a real estate networking event with your college's like logo on it in 10 years because there is a strong sense of going to the University of Oregon. And then also some people have mentioned it doesn't have like UOREIG on it. In the past, there have been UOREIG polos, but like just the caliber of the companies we go to, like it's an unprofessional to show up with a polo that says like UOREIG on it.
I yield.
Jeremy. I just want to, sorry for the redundancy, but I just want to double, triple, simple yes or no, double check something. So you have or have not received explicit confirmation from UOComs / whatever they may be called about using the duck logo?
The plus answer is not yet.
I'm going to be voting nay because they have not received confirmation and I do not feel confident giving approval for $38,000 if they have not received an explicit yes.
To me, this is pretty straightforward. I feel like if this was any other organization, we would be approving money and not asking this many questions. I appreciate that senators want to know what we're spending our money towards, but last year, this year, I've never had people grill someone over like love shirts. And this is like honestly a really good initiative because I don't think you should be nosy in people's financial business. This is just like a courtesy that you can provide through these surplus funds. So I'm completely fine with approving this request. My call to question.
Am I allowed to say one more thing? In the case that we don't get approval, this is still money that would be used towards business casual attire. So in one way or another, business casual attire will be provided for students who have an interest in real estate or just to help prepare them to put their best foot forward in any career opportunities, whether that's with their club or outside of their club.
Yes. Lopez. Nay.
Aye.
The.
Aye.
Potter.
Aye.
Ackman.
Nay.
Piera.
Aye.
Moreno.
Nay.
Fisher.
Aye.
Withers.
Nay.
Rios Benetta.
Nay.
Wu. Nesbit. Axman. Spread.
Aye.
Dylan.
Yes.
Uru.
Nay.
Bowman.
Nay.
Ducharme.
Nay.
Cole. Jenkins Mishouse.
Aye.
Gary.
Nay.
I say aye. Gives a second. Calculation.
Who's aye?
The motion was not adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks today.
Am I allowed to ask what the like yes versus no like count was?
13 to 11. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a good night.
You too. Okay. Unbound journal.
Hello, senators. You all. Hello. My name is Nathan. I'm the editor-in-chief of Unbound.
I'm Ryan, assistant editor-in-chief.
And we're here to request surplus for the printing of our journal for this year. We were not able to budget it into our process for this academic year. We've already done that for next year. We are requesting $5,000 for printing. In the form that we submitted, I believe there's a PDF of the request that we sent last year, which is the price with UO printing for purchasing it. I believe last year it cost us $4,500. We're intending to print more copies this year because there's a lot more demand for it. And we also already have more submissions than we did last year, and our submission date is later. So we expect to get a lot more submissions, which generally means that we'll be printing more, not necessarily. So we anticipate using more money than we did last year. So we will use all that money. Do you guys have any questions about all of that?
This might be like a, I don't know, I don't know question, but last week we heard from Unbound Literary Journal.
Same organization.
Okay, that was my.
We didn't submit that name. I think it got thrown in somewhere, but the title of the journal, the club is Unbound.
Okay, I was a little confused there. I was like, oh, maybe it's two separate entities.
Same thing,
Okay,
same thing.
okay.
Yeah, no worries.
I yield.
Motion, to authorize spending from surplus to keep Unbound Journal OS number OS 152 in the amount of $5,000 to new line item printing.
Second. Motion made by Potter, seconded Lopez. Is there any discussion? Vote. Peters.
Aye.
Lopez. Aye.
Aye.
Bell. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pinheiro.
Aye.
Loretta.
Aye.
Fisher. Withers.
Aye.
Ramirez Pineda.
Aye.
Wu.
Aye.
Esbeth.
Aye.
Acton. Scrub.
Aye.
Dillon. Aye. Ludo.
Aye.
Bum.
Aye.
Ducharme.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
James.
Aye.
Parity.
Aye.
I say aye as well.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay, and yes, first and last thing, you want to come on? Thank you guys for bearing with us tonight, for being here. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting us come tonight. I'm Angela Molinario, and I am co-president of the Association of Fundraising Professionals.
My name is Laszlo Bodor. I'm the other co-president of the same organization, and we are here to request a surplus of $12,935 so that 9 of our colleagues could attend the AFB Icon fundraising conference, which will take place in Seattle. So, it's 11 persons who would like to attend, but we have it's not. So we are here to request and
Just to give you a little more background on AFP, so we are a student organization, and our purpose is to bridge our learning gaps with our fundraising skills, because it is a really valuable skill in the professional world. No matter what sector you go to, fundraising is usually involved. And so how we bridge that knowledge gap is by partnering with local nonprofit organizations in town and designing fundraising projects with them to benefit them. And this gives us an opportunity to help our community represent the U of O, and also just to grow our personal knowledge. And it's just a win all over. And so with this conference, it is a big international conference that brings fundraising professionals all over the world to share their fundraising skills, to have workshops, presentations, and it's just a weekend full of fundraising knowledge and wealth. And it's just a great opportunity for students and also non-students and professionals to really grow their knowledge and connect with people in that challenging but also beneficial and exciting world of fundraising.
So what I would like to add is that because our mission is to learn and practice fundraising, attending this conference is very tightly, it's very much tied to our core mission. So it's not just attending a conference, but it's fulfilling our mission to learn about fundraising and to become professionals. And also, what we'd like to do is to inspire more colleagues to become fundraisers. So that's an area where it's very high in the sector. So yeah, it's tightly, it is very, very, very big our mission. We know that it's an expensive conference, but it's very
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Questions, others?
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I'm just looking at your budget right now, and I see that there's funding for airfare and both mileage reimbursement for cars. Can you explain? So you guys are flying to Seattle for the conference, and what is the mileage reimbursement for?
That is to get us to the airport and for parking.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. I'm curious, I don't know if you said this already, but did you say how many people will be attending?
So there's 11 people, but we already have in our core budget pending for Kristen and myself. So we are requesting the surplus budget for
And do you have aside from costs that apply to everyone, is there do you know a breakdown of about how much per the cost will be?
Yeah, so it is around $1,400 per person, and the cost includes signing up for the conference and the airfare, hotel, and
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Sure.
I'll go ahead and make that motion. So I'm gonna go and I move to approve funding from surplus for the Association of Fundraising Professionals, OS number OS 144I, in the amount of $12,935 to existing line item name AFP Global Conference.
Second Withers.
Motion made by Scrooge, seconded Widows, any discussions? Peters.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Muhammad.
Aye.
Little.
Aye.
Carter.
Aye.
Ackman. Pinero.
Aye.
Loretta.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Withers.
Aye.
Ramirez Brown.
Aye.
Wu. Asbeck. Agdalena. Scarlett.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Ludeman.
Aye.
Donovan.
Aye.
Ducharme.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
Francisco.
Aye.
Carey.
Aye.
I say aye as well. Have a great time. Okay. Is there anybody here who we did not call? Transfer, very good. Okay, yes, come on up.
Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm a treasurer of the club.
Hi, my name is Austin. I am the content manager of TSA.
Alright, and why we are being here today is we try to transfer money from our event from last term that we got cancelled to we got cancelled. So we try to bring that money back to remain and use it in this event.
I was gonna go make the motion. I move to transfer funds within the group Thai Student Association, OS number 309. From line item Full Moon Festival to winter term events in the amount of $1,300.
Second Representative.
Motion made by Withers, seconded Ramirez, another discussion. Okay, Peters.
Aye.
Lopez. Aye. Muhammad. Aye. Bell. Aye. Potter.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah.
Aye.
Loretta.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Withers.
Aye.
Ramirez Pineda.
Aye.
Wu.
Aye.
Hesbeck. Aye. Tallulah.
Aye.
Sparrow.
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
Living.
Aye.
Bell. Ducharme.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
Jenkins is that.
Aye.
Carried. I say aye as well. Alright. Anybody else that we didn't know? No. Okay. I will now turn it over to VP Apaku to discuss. That is going to be great.
Thank you, Speaker. So, essentially, the Diversity Action Committee has been meeting weekly, and we were discussing some of the language in the Constitution, which requires 3 different, leaders within ASUO to be in charge with designing the cultural competency trainings. And so, of course, they can choose a delegate, but in the Constitution, it says that the ASUO president must, the executive director must, and I want to say the student senate president to lead. So these 3 figures, and then we were kind of like, hey, how come these 3 leaders aren't expected to coordinate with the Diversity Action Committee to host these trainings? And we thought it'd be a really good idea to involve the Diversity Action Committee a little bit more, because that's something that we're trying to start a legacy of, like with these ongoing years. And yeah, so that's pretty much what these ballot measures are. It's like a repeat. We do one version for the ASUO president, one for the student senate president, but that might have to be amended
I
again.
was just thinking that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So does that mean that we go back and amend it and bring it back next week?
Just do it all.
Well, I was gonna do one, I was gonna have a ballot measure that changes the name of that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
so I think, yeah, you're fine.
Great,
You're
we'll
all good.
continue then.
Yeah.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions about that? Pretty sure. Sorry.
Can you cover my face? What was the what's the change the name?
I
What?
have
Did I
student
miss
senate
something?
president to, because we just changed the. Yeah, speaker.
Yeah, tears
Not
that
my
beauty now.
choice. Speaker of the legislature and deputy speaker.
I can tell you why,
Okay, yeah, that's all right. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, that'd be confusing. Yeah, so now's your opportunity to vote yea or nay on it, I guess.
Question. Ballot measure for. All right, Lindemann.
No, just like press the button on
Yeah.
one. You're true.
I get the deposit back.
I move to adopt ballot measure approval for the spring ASUO election, a proposal to establish diversity committee oversight for cultural competency trainings in ASUO.
Second.
Motion made by Lindemann, seconded Peters. Is there any discussion? Peters.
Aye.
Jacobs. Aye. Mohammed. Bell.
Aye.
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 Pinero.
Aye.
Ferraro.
Aye.
Pritchard.
Aye.
Withers.
Aye.
Ramirez Pineda.
Aye.
Wu.
Aye.
Esmond.
Aye.
Ackland.
Aye.
Scrub.
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
Lindemann.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
Ducharme.
Aye.
Jenkins is next.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Congrats. All right. Would you like to give the executive?
Okay, hi everyone. So a few updates. First, most of you probably know by now that Mariam is going to be out of the country for kind of like the remainder of January, and she'll be back in February. So she'll still be available virtually, but if there's anything you kind of need from her to ask of her in person, then just come to me, because I will be filling in her role with anything that's in person. But yeah, if you need a Teams for though, she should be accessible. Exec did not meet yesterday on Tuesday because of the TFAB forum, Tuition Fee and Advisory Forum, and it was a really good success. Thank you to all of you who went. I recognize there, so it was cool. Casino night just happened, super fun. You'll probably see a post soon. Cultural competency training will be taking place next Thursday, the 23rd. So yeah, there'll be more information to come about that, but you're expected to attend. Yes, okay, great. And then the food pantry committee is almost finished with its recommendation to the Vice President of Student Life, PSL. And also, we just filled our cabinet, but now it's not full again. So Spencer So, the events coordinator and secretary, has resigned. It was kind of just a conversation about capacity and this position, and so we kind of just had a mutual agreement that he really wants to focus on other things in school and his extracurriculars. So all love, so much love to him. And so yeah, we are going to post the new position for the events coordinator on Handshake. If you know anyone who'd be interested in joining the exec cabinet within that role, please recommend them for the position or let them know about the application. Yeah, so it should be going up on Friday and it'll be open for like 2 weeks. But yeah, thank you.
Okay, next is finance committee reports. Yeah. So, I was looking at that.
All right. PFC update. PFC is just trying to get through the week. We're hanging in there. It's going great. Our last official budget hearing is Thursday night. I think that we're in here at 6 p.m. Be there or be square. We are starting appeals hearings next week. So we're doing a final push out to orgs that haven't submitted their budgets and talking to orgs that submitted their budgets late to get them on the docket for that. And so far we have spent a little bit over 1.7 million of our benchmark. Yay. All right.
Contracts, finance committee.
Alrighty, quick update. Cascadia Mobility budget hearing was yesterday, and they were approved. So 2 more to go. Rideshare is tomorrow at 2. That's the Uber. It's a little bit of a different contract, so it's going to be more just Rachel from UO Transportation talking about like all the data there and giving us a better idea of like how much we're spending on a monthly basis and how all that is going. And then the Co-op Family Center, the big one, is going to be the same time or tomorrow at 6 p.m. over Zoom. Both of these are over Zoom, and I'm sure a lot of you will be there. And yeah, feel free to bring your questions. There will be questions. So yeah, that's all. And then we're going to be done after that. So we're almost done. Hopefully Thursday.
All right. Do you guys think?
We are almost done too, but it doesn't feel like it. So we met with mock trial leadership as well as a financial coordinator at the Honors College to discuss some of the finances going on with forensics and how that splits up between debate and mock trial. And unfortunately, we have more questions than we had before that meeting. So we have a follow-up meeting with the Dean of the Clark's Honors College. There was also a meeting with the law school to try and find some way to get mock trial some support both with judging and coaching the students, but also finding a way to support them better outside of the umbrella of forensics, but that's not really as linear as we thought it was going to be. Do y'all want to add anything? Fellow DFC members.
Yeah, last 4 days they told us to go flag counting, so.
Yeah.
I had one more like suggestion that I didn't know if you guys did, and then I thought of it as I forgot to keep anybody about it. So I'll say it really quick. Did you talk to Jennifer Geller about possibly making it a pro bono opportunity for law students? Because law students are able to coach the middle school mock trial team for pro bono hours.
We haven't.
Okay, I will send you her email. Sorry, I forgot to write her.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, universities met today for the first time in the new year. We got a nice update about a task force that's working on ethical investments. And we also voted on the change of the committee on sexual and gender-based violence. We also received updates from the HSI steering committee. And yeah, that's about it. Do you guys have any QS senators have anything to add to that? It's pretty light day. Okay, great. Sure.
Okay, academic committee update. Every student should have seen our beautiful faces in your inbox Monday morning. That was really exciting. And then we are working with X to get our original kind of Canva beautiful newsletter post into an Instagram post to reach students that way as well. Besides that, we finished project proposal. Erin and I will meet this week to kind of plan out the rest of our term in our different projects that we're working on, like our event, outreach, the Portland project, and then more individual projects. Two other quick things, we won't be meeting at our regular time next Monday because of MLK Day, and then the week after that, we are meeting at 5 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. because of UO student workers having an important event that we will hopefully all attend. Yeah.
Just please continue to check the schedule for budget hearings. Now we have 3 nights of POC hearings, 2 DOC hearings, and 1 CFC hearing. So please fill out the form. Also, there's probably like a high likelihood that I am missing some information on that Google Sheets just because I have like over 130 responses. So it's not like a personal thing. So just like Teams me and we'll get that taken care of. I promise. Like I don't hate you. Also, yeah, just really important to check the calendar because like pretty much every department is done with hearings. I mean, there's some like, as Deputy Speaker says, there'll be some appeals next week, which is a great opportunity, but that is really your last shot. Aside from that, don't forget to take selfies at the events that you go to, so you get credit for going to your Tier 1 event. Which, if you were there tonight, that counted. I think so. It's Ace of Ducks.
That's great.
Ace of Ducks is Tier 1, so I'll count it. Okay, 1 Tier 1, 1 cultural org, which if you went to the MSA event last week, that would also count, so teams me about that. And then, 1 random tier of your choice. And then remember, if you didn't do all of yours last term, you have to make those up. Sorry, that was really long. Yeah, stay on top of everything. Thanks.
I was gonna say I'll make sure to drop the teams traveling, but DSC will have, I think it's final in person this week, Thursday. Yeah, what was the time?
I think it's 10 to 12.
Right?
Is it not 12?
10 to 12.
It's 10 to 12 basically.
I think that's the last like budget hearing.
We have duck rides, no?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I lied, sorry. But there will be one next week, 10 to 12. I'll make sure it's in chat. Right. Okay.
Oh, nothing.
One, I guess, deputy speaker update is that my VP title under finance committee reports has not been changed. So I just wanted to flag that. And PFC appeals, I forgot to mention this, they will happen Monday from 6 p.m. to hopefully 9 p.m. on Zoom. The links are in the schedule, the IP schedule thing. And a part of our appeals hearing, like little box. And then they will also be happening next Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. hopefully, also on Zoom.
Awesome. Not a whole lot from me. Like Kiki said, we will have cultural competency next week on Thursday from 4:30 to 6. It's either 4:30 to 6 or 4 to 6:30. We will also, an update on the pass-fail request we heard a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of last term, working with the University Senate. Sounds like pass-fail deadline will be extended to either, or it will be extended to week 9. Starting next fall.
No.
So as soon as they
Very
get
deadly.
changed, so it's progress. I also just want to highlight that because of our work, the School of Music and Dance, I don't know if you saw the Emerald article, has made it tougher for professors and folks that sell educational materials to price gouge students, which is a massive. And then also, I just want to highlight and shout out again, Logan and Emily for helping take on the report. Yeah, Liz, do you have anything to add? It looks like you would. No? Oh, sure. Be my guest.
I move to approve the minutes from January 8th, 2025. I move to adjourn.
Motion made by Sparrow, seconded Dylan, all in favor? Thanks for the great.
I move to adjourn. Seconded Ludeman.
Motion made by Dylan, seconded Ludeman, all in favor? Will be adjourned for 1 week. For now.
Wants the timeline for Quack Hacks? I put it in the Senate thingy. Thank you. Sorry, it's not your fault. Hey, I was not about you, so now, like later. It's okay. You mind if I talk to Maddie for 5 minutes? Yeah. Honestly though, I think yeah. Are we going to podcast? Let's do it. Oh, do it.
Yeah, that's exactly. No one talks. We can work something out.
But nothing. I'm gonna fire